Can we get to the bottom of this question of why Dutch men don't approach women? Please comment your thoughts, because honestly, it has been one of the most shocking things for me living in the Netherlands is how much there's just like the social thing and like the man and woman thing. Because in New York, you basically cannot leave the house without somebody trying to come up to you and talk to you. I have a boyfriend at the tip of our tongue because we know there's gonna be some weirdo or creep, or maybe not a creep, coming up to you and being like, hey, can I get your number? Like, no matter what you look like. But in the Netherlands, you are fine. Go out. Nobody's gonna come up to you unless maybe you're drunk at a club, and I don't go to clubs. So, why? Somebody let me know.
Just as you said, when a creep approaches you, no guy wants to be a creep. Being a creep is in the eye of the beholder. If you'd fancy me, I might not be. If you don't, I might be. So maybe I won't risk it. Realistically, the odds are 70% against me at the very least. If you think someone is cute, he isn't a creep. If he isn't your type, you think he's a creep. That's why guys don't approach, because being a creep is not dependent on our perception.
Why do men not approach females anymore? Why are we sending our friends, our homeboy, our homegirl, and everybody else to talk to somebody for you? And why not approach me ourselves? That I don't understand. Speaking for the women, we don't like that. We don't find that attractive. You can't walk up to me and talk to me yourself. Don't talk to me at all. Okay?
No sane man wants to approach a bill. Also, a whole generation of men grew up hearing women tell them to not approach women and to leave women alone. We heard this and we've listened.
Okay, so I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers yesterday, Maya Galore, and she does all things beauty, lifestyle, fashion, that kind of stuff, right? In her vlog, she talked about how she feels the men of this generation are just scared to approach her. Obviously she's successful. She presents herself very classy, very rich, luxury. That's the aesthetic that she has. And she recently went out with her friend. I think they went to some bar to like watch a football game or something, and she noticed so many men were staring at her, but none of them were bold enough to actually come over and approach her or come over and talk. I think the only guy, she said, that was bold enough to do something was like trying to summon her. So he made eye contact, and I think he was like gesturing her to come over, but she doesn't respond to that. But for the girls on here, do y'all relate to that? Do y'all ever feel like men are just afraid to approach you? Men are afraid to actually make a move. It's like, you know, they're staring, but they're just not bold enough to talk to you. And I definitely relate to that, because when I think back on the last, let's say 2-3 years, men just don't approach.
Wait for the bear. You see, men approach her. The men she wants to approach don't. That's the difference, and it needs to be communicated.
I'm fully convinced that men don't know how to talk to women anymore, because a man came up to me a couple of weeks ago and his opening line was, "You look like you can drink more than me." I said, "Did you just call me big and fat?" And he was like, "Oh my God, no, like, no, that's not what I meant. Like, oh my God, I'm big and fat." And I was like, right. He goes, "I just meant like, you look like you can like handle your liquor." And I was like, "So I look like an alcoholic?" Either you said I look like an alcoholic or I look like a fatty. Either way, this is not going well. And he's like, no, you just look like you can have a good time. And I was like, I would be having a better time if this conversation ended. So I'm gonna need you to. And it was like, it would have been fine if like he had like followed up with something good, or, you know, like we could have laughed. But then he also told me that he didn't vote. So just 3 strikes, bro. Like we're out.
It would have been fine if he was Chad. The joke writes itself. I'd like to know how many men you have approached in your whole life. Despite all the risk of being called a creep, the anxious man still had the courage to approach you and see what he gets in return.
I have only been approached by a man in the wild one time, and let me tell you, it shook me to my core. And I haven't stopped thinking about it. This was a few years ago. I walk into a bar with a friend, and a guy sitting at the bar turned, looked at me, and gave me the "I'm gonna talk to you" vibes. I am the world's worst flirter. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how bad I am at flirting. And so I froze like a deer in the headlights, like literally frozen. I walk up to the bar to order my drink, okay? And this man walks straight up to me and says, "Hello, my name is Jim." Luckily, my friend stepped in and was like, "Hi, this is Katerina. She's so great," because I was frozen. We played some eyeball tennis back and forth in the bar for like an hour. And he came up to me and bought me and my friend a drink and got my number and was so respectful. And I was actually in complete shock because I didn't know this happened in real life. Granted, this happened to me 2 years ago and it was the only time it's ever happened to me. But men, this is the power of approaching a woman in the wild, because I truly have not gotten him out of my mind.
But if Jim was not good looking to you, he would have been labeled a creep. Approaching a woman in 2025 is like playing Russian roulette with whether your life is going to be destroyed. Also, what does in the wild even mean? I've been hearing it a lot recently.
We need to talk about the new epidemic that no one's naming. The rise in main character men. It's the epidemic of men wanting to be in the center. They no longer want to be providers or partners. No, baby, they want to be the main character. I'm pretty sure we've all seen these TikToks of men being in the center on the stage and then the audience also being other men. It's weird. Even in your conversations with men, they talk to women as if they were other women. All this can be reflected in the fact that this generation has some of the lowest marriage rates in the history of the United States. And it's not because women changed, because I feel like that's the narrative that's being pushed. It's because men changed. Somewhere along the line, they stopped wanting to build things and started wanting to be admired for basically nothing. And as a Southern woman in college who is also a senior who thought they were going to have a ring by spring, this epidemic is quite concerning. And if this keeps up, the only rings we're going to see is in the cloud of smoke from a hookah inside the club. Thank you.
It's hard being a man. God forbid a man wants to be appreciated and treated as human instead of being a means to an end. I'm sad for this generation. Men deserve better than these bottom barrel women.
I had a guy come up to me the other night at a party and be like, "Hey, I think you're really pretty. I just wanted to introduce myself. What's your name?" And he was like, "Can I please have your phone number?" And he was really nice and approached me in a very calm, gentle, sweet way. But like, it got me thinking of how scary it must be to be a guy and to have to go up to girls. Like, if I was a guy, you would never catch me doing that. Like, probably ever. I don't think I would ever do it. I think if I were a guy, I would have to approach with like a funny joke or like a funny comment about something, because there is no way you would see me going up to a girl and being like, "Hi, I think you're really pretty. What's your phone number?" Like, that is so nerve-wracking. So if you're a guy listening to this out there that approaches women, not in a creepy way, but like, you know, nicely says like, "Hey, what's your name? I just wanted to say you're really pretty." Kudos to you, because that must be terrifying. For me, I usually go up to the guy first. Like, if I see a guy that I want to talk to, I'll just go up to him and like make a joke or something, because I feel like it just alleviates the awkwardness of like a man needing to come up to you first, especially if I see a guy that's like looking at me and like I could tell he wants to say something but like can't get the courage. I'm like, fine, I'll do it. Guys are like, it's literally a 99% success rate if a girl comes up to you first, so that's kind of why I do that. But yeah, I just want to like talk about the fact that it's such an awkward thing to do, like having to be a guy and go up to girls in public. Like, that's terrifying.
Not in a creepy way translates to not being ugly, and women think 95% of men are ugly. It's over.
I just saw a guy crack the code on how to approach a girl. This is the best way to approach a girl, and it's kind of funny how he said it. He said, you need to go up to a girl and you need to compliment her nails. Yes, compliment her nails, but don't just compliment her nails. It can be anything that's kind of girly pop. Don't compliment a physical trait, because then it's like, oh, he wants me. Oh, he's being too much. Oh, but if you compliment a girl's nails, if you compliment her hair, if you compliment her makeup, and you say, oh, I love your makeup, it looks amazing on you, or your eyes really pop with that makeup. If you come at it from how the gays would compliment us, it comes across as non-threatening. We instantly feel more comfortable talking to you. He's not looking us up and down and treating us like an object, being like, oh, you're so beautiful, oh, you're so gorgeous. You're treating us like a bestie, like someone that we can just like talk to and share. And where did you get your rings? Oh, I got them from here. Oh, your nails look amazing. Did you just get them done? Oh yeah, that color is so fall. If you start talking like we're one of our gay best friends, our guard comes down, we feel more comfortable talking to you. And then on top of that, if we find out you're actually not gay, you've won. It's like, oh, I feel comfortable with him. He's treating me with respect. He likes my style. He likes my nails. Oh, we're having fun. We're having good banter. Oh, and he's actually kind of cute. Oh, and That's the way to do it.
I have better advice. Stop talking to Western women altogether and move to Southeast Asia. What she actually means after all this yapping. If you're a hot guy, then whatever you say will sound really nice. That's all for today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also, click on the notification bell to know when I drop a new video. Bye.